We have an impulsive, emotional, strong-headed, yet beautiful full moon in Aries this month. So let's tap into this energy to understand how we can lovingly detach from the cosmological drama and chaos that we experience out there and find relief in knowing that we have a sort of blueprint to follow to navigate this human experience. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor, Alexandra.
I forgot what I am supposed to say right now.
On this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and so much more. It's been like a couple of weeks since I've recorded, maybe even 3 weeks, and a couple of weeks since I posted. Please forgive me. It's my first time really skipping out on consecutive posting in years, but I just needed a little bit of a break. I'm going to come back very soon. I'm focusing on writing right now, but I did want to come in and do a full moon energy reading for you guys because they're good for all of us to kind of check in with where we are, where the cosmos are, where the world is at large, where the collective unconscious is right now, and to know how we can better navigate the following month, the month ahead, and the full moon time. So this full moon in Aries is a really potent one. It's on the 20th. Think fire, movement, explosive energy, warrior spirit. Everything kind of happening all at once, but it doesn't have to be overwhelming. It could be really fun and really empowering right now. It's a really powerful time for new beginnings and you're going to feel really motivated. So starting something new right now, and I'm going to talk about this a lot, is really, really supported. Especially if there's something that you've been wanting to start for a while now. It might not have felt right before, but the timing is coming together. Everything is in alignment now. So let's talk about that. So in today's video, I want to talk about the energy of the full moon, which of course I have kind of some astrology to back it up, but it's just an intuitive tapping into what we're all going through, the themes we're all going through, what we could be doing for the full moon. And also I want to talk about, we have 4 planets going direct this month, which I think is a good thing, feels a good thing. And I'm going to give you some journal prompts that I've curated, especially for this full moon, towards the end of the video that you can use in your full moon work. Before we get started, I have a really exciting announcement. For the last month or so, I've been working on a really, really beautiful new workshop for manifesting love. And I'm going to be doing this for free for all my Love Mastery Program students. It's a really, really beautiful and powerful workshop. I put all my heart into it. So for anyone who's already a student, you're going to get an invite and information on that as it gets closer. It's going to be sent to the email that you signed up to the course with. So make sure you check that. We're going to be doing breath work, meditation, journaling. I'm going to teach a brand new lesson. We're going to do a new meditation that I've been doing lately. I've been really putting all my heart into this workshop and I'm really excited about it. You're going to walk away feeling so incredibly motivated, inspired, rejuvenated, and really ready to call in love. So this workshop is really curated for anyone who's manifesting new love or anyone who wants to bring more love into their current relationship. So your relationship status does not matter. Now, if you want to become a student and aren't, I do have room to invite more people into the workshop. So I'm going to leave a link in the description below with a huge discount to sign up to the Love Mastery Program. And if you sign up before the end of the month, you're still going to get invited to that workshop and going to be able to make it live. And you get lifetime access to my best-selling course. It's a really good course, so it's a win-win. Really, it's all just winning for everybody. So check that out below if you want. Thank you for letting me sponsor my own videos. It means the world to me. And now let's get into the reading. Woo! Okay, so a lunar cycle has passed, believe it or not, since the last full moon. Can you believe it? Time is going by increasingly fast. I don't know if you're experiencing the same thing, but it's just flying by. Like, I feel like my birthday was just a few months ago, and now it's coming up in a couple of months, which is scary, but also beautiful. Very grateful for that. So this full moon is full of potential. It's going to be like this lighthouse for us to continuously guide us towards the right path of becoming exactly who we are meant to be, who we fully want to be, that whole and complete version of ourselves. The energy right now is very much like get right energy, get back into yourself kind of energy. You've been doing it for the past 2 full moons and 2 new moons, and you're really getting on track now. We're all getting on track now. We're in a good place despite what's happening on the outside world. If you are super affected by what's happening on the outside world, this could have some impact on how you experience these moon cycles. And I just want to remind you to always continuously remind yourself that your individual experience is so important and affects the way that reality arranges itself. So always bring the attention back to yourself and know that it's not selfish to take care of yourself while the whole world seems to be on fire. It's actually an act of rebellion. It's an act of care for the rest of humanity, really. So we're going to start to feel the energy of this full moon around the 18th, which is when we have a couple planets going direct, I believe, and we're gonna feel it for 1 or 2 days afterwards. So expect to feel it around the 18th already, maybe even 17th at night. And as with every full moon, the bright light of the full moon brings in new information, illuminates what we have potentially discovered over the past 2 weeks or over the past month, but haven't really brought into full consciousness. It's coming right to the forefront of our mind. We're fully starting to understand it now. So the full moon will bring more depth to a lot of realizations that you've had over the past month. So maybe there's something that you've discovered about your life or yourself or somebody else around the last new moon or the last full moon in Aries, which I believe may have been in like April of this past year. Think back to what was happening in April in regards to relationships or career. It is somehow connected to this full moon. Something is coming into completion now, or you're getting some new information regarding that. And on this full moon, as always, for some of us, the seeds that we have sown on the new moon, on the last one, or past new moons, begin to sprout. We begin to see the fruits of our labor a little bit, right? So even if it hasn't come fully into fruition yet, you're starting to see proof and evidence that it is popping out from the soil. And that is evidence that the roots have taken hold and something beautiful is coming. It's growing. And like all full moons, this is a watery and emotional time, but with that fiery Aries energy, we have this more of a irrational, impulsive, not to say that my Aries are irrational. Most of my best friends and my family are all Aries. Love you guys so much, but you do tend to be a little bit more on the impulsive side. So we're going to be feeling that a lot, all right? Especially when it comes to our emotions. So if you have an Aries moon yourself, you're going to see this even more, but it's going to affect all of us because it is an Aries full moon. So when it comes to our emotions, it's really important to, rather than punch from the gut kind of thing, like you feel something and you right away want to deal with it or talk about it or fight about it, take a beat, take a pause. Where can you pause? Where can you slow down before you react? So this is something that we actually deal with on every full moon, that kind of, because the water inside of us is rising, so we're quicker to act. But with the Aries impulsivity, this is going to be even more amplified. So please be aware of that during this time. So this is something really important to take note of, so that your connections, your relationships, your relationship with yourself, and everything that you've been building this far can thrive, and that you don't burn it to the ground because of momentary, passing, and fleeting emotions. So no burning down bridges over here. In fact, if you have an irrational urge to burn your life down to the ground, may I suggest you wait a few days? Please and thank you. Reconsider. All right. Emotions are going to come up to the surface, of course, with every full moon. Things that you may not have allowed yourself to feel throughout the whole month are going to be coming up to be dealt with, right? So you're going to have easier access to knowing what you really feel. So what you want to do with this is not throw it up on other people. It's not like, oh, this is how I feel, listen to me talk and let me scream at you and I want you to feel what I feel. I want you to see and validate my feelings. We don't want any of that. Actually, what we want to do with these emotions that are rising to the surface is we want to journal. We want to do shadow work. We want to do a lot of inner work during this time. It's going to be ideal. It's going to really push you forward in your healing journey. So again, towards the end of the video, I'm going to be sharing a few journaling prompts that you can answer to work through these emotions during this time. Now, why is this full moon full of potential? We have a lot of Aries and Mars energy right now, right? So starting new things is going to be really supported right now. We have this warrior energy, this go, 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 this kind of like this building up of momentum inside of us. And it can manifest as pressure or tension or even anxiety if you don't have a positive or productive outlet for it. So my recommendation is, if there's something that you've been wanting to try lately, right now is the perfect time to do it. Perfect time to start something new, because that's a really positive way to exert this energy that's building up inside of you. Is it a new hobby, a new routine, a new career, a new relationship, a new workout, a new healing modality? Maybe you want to start breath work. I've been going back to breath work lately and it's changed my life. I'll link that below for you if you want to check it out. This is definitely the time to do it. There's this feeling of being propelled forward by this like great exhaustive energy, and we want to flow with that. We want to let it move us forward. So there are some cosmological alignments and placements that might make you a little bit confused about what sort of action to actually take right now. Maybe you have a lot of different choices, a lot of different options, several different opportunities. But just remember that discovery, this journey is the fun part. It's so much more important than actually even getting to the destination. It's like, choose one path and see where it takes you. And if it's not the right one, it's not the end all be all of everything. You can backtrack or you can find your way to a different path. Just choosing something right now and seeing how it feels and letting your heart lead you is going to be beneficial to you. Speaking of letting your heart lead you, there's an overall feeling of needing to conquer our fears at this time, and really needing to identify those fears, especially because Martian energy hates cowardliness, right? So whatever you're afraid of right now, I want you to be curious about it, analyze it, explore it. Look at all this as an experiment almost. Like, how can I conquer my fears? Which road seems a little scary for me, but big, and I can really tackle it right now. I'm ready for this right now. It's very important to not make decisions because of fear at this time. And why I'm saying that, like not to make a decision out of fear, is because you might feel tempted to maybe get back into an old relationship that feels comfortable for you because you're afraid of being alone, or bring in, repair a friendship that's not supposed to be in your life right now and that you really noticed is not supposed to be in your life thanks to Mercury retrograde. And a little bit of fear might make you return to old patterns, and we don't want to do that. We want to always be analyzing where our decision making is coming from. Are we making decisions because we're afraid of the consequence of what's going to happen, or are we making decisions from the heart? So a certain amount of fearlessness is required right now to propel you forward, to gain this momentum, and to create something and experience something you've never had before. This is the time to do it. This is your time. And it's not the time to let anything or anyone stand in the way of that. And that might feel a little bit selfish, but you can't let yourself get in the way of that either, right? It's a selfishness that is really warranted for your self-growth. Your life and your growth does matter. It's necessary for the collective. And if you've been letting other things or people drain you of your energy and doesn't leave you with any energy to work on your things, yourself, your life, your relationships, it's time to say goodbye to all those things and to focus on you for a little bit, okay? It's going to be easier right now with this Aries full moon. On the 18th, we're going to be experiencing a bit of clarity when it comes to relationships, communication, people popping up from the past. You're going to understand why at this point, right around the full moon, the 18th, where things are exposed, information comes back to light. And something surprising is going to come for some of us around the 18th to the 21st. It feels positive. It feels like a sort of a surprise, like something that you really were not expecting to happen might happen, and it's going to be just like a nice little present from the universe. So I'm excited to see what that is for all of us. I hope you come back and comment and let me know. When it comes To the macro, the collective, the bigger picture, we've been seeing a lot of truth being revealed, people's minds changing in regards to what's going on in society. That is all the Libra and Sagittarius energy. We're going to see a continuation of that. But on an individual level, what this is really bringing in for you is a return to your truth. You may have been a little bit confused or disillusioned for a while, but you're going to be coming back to a place of knowing yourself, knowing what you want, knowing what's right for you, and knowing what feels truthful to you. And that's a very positive thing. So this is coming for us. So I think that by the full moon, we're going to have like 4 planets going back direct in October, which feels to me like a very positive thing. It's almost like a sigh of relief, like unraveling a knot or finishing a puzzle, and we can see the bigger picture clearer now. We can see kind of what's been happening over the past couple of months in a more full and holistic way. We can bathe in that clarity. Things are straightened out for us, right? If you're going through any relationship or friendship issues around this time or the last week or so, take this as a time to work on the foundation of these connections, right? A loose foundation will be easily toppled around this time. So make sure you're doing this from the heart. You're not doing this from fear of losing somebody, because you can't lose anything that's meant for you. But you're genuinely wanting to take this opportunity to make your connection stronger. Remember that the full moon makes us overwhelmed with emotions, so things come to the surface. So as I was saying, remember that the full moon makes us overwhelmed with emotions, so things are coming to the surface. So I recommend taking lots of deep breaths for yourself, and especially before making any big decisions. But it's also a time to come to terms with what you're feeling and why, and to be curious about the emotions that arise and to explore them a little bit. So go inwards rather than attacking anybody outwardly. That's what I said earlier, right? And don't look for validation from another person. The validation has to come from inside of you right now. So I like to give some like these little bit of warnings. It's just something to be aware of during this time. There might be a tendency to lash out at people. You don't mean to, you love them, but it's almost like you can't help it. Or somebody might lash out on you. I want you to just be aware that this is happening, and that anybody who is not as aware and not as conscious might fall prey to this. Be graceful with them, be forgiving, but also don't take anything that is intentionally malicious towards you, right? There's kind of a pushy energy, and it's very important to notice, where are you pushing too much? Where are you pushing too much? Where are you resisting what the universe is bringing you, what God is bringing you? And where can you surrender? Where can you back off a bit and surrender and let things unravel themselves? And remember that everything is happening for you, not to you. So some themes for this full moon. My energy reading took up the majority of this video, but I do have some themes, and one is to focus on healing. A lot of healing work, emotional, energetic, and ancestral healing is very supported right now. The veil is thinning. We're getting closer to October 31st, November 1st, which is the time of the year where the veil is the thinnest and we can connect with our ancestors. So we're getting close to that, and it's a really good time to do some ancestral healing right now. If you know how to do that, look into that. If you do a full moon ceremony, ask for help in letting go or healing some emotional pain you've been holding on to, or just ask for the healing of your ancestral line. That's good enough. Do breath work, visit a healer, do something that feels good and right for you right now. Being in nature is the best healer, right? So just being outside in nature is really good too. Number 2 is to kind of express the pent-up energy through movement. So go and do a hard workout, or go for a long walk, or go for a run. Do something with all that pressure and tension in the air. Finding a healthy way to release it is going to be very productive and beneficial for you. 3 is what I was saying earlier in the video, is to start something new. Get started with something that you've been wanting to do. Perhaps something didn't feel right in the past, but now the pieces are coming together, and it's time to truly step into that in a full big way. And you're going to be propelled forward with all that Martian Aries energy. And number 4 is to really observe your emotions and look at everything, all your experience, as education, as a lesson, as a trigger for growth. Look at everybody and everything as your teacher. Whatever new information you come across during this full moon, try to do your best to feel grateful for this new information and for what it's teaching you about yourself and others in the world. And lastly, I wanted to offer you some journaling questions. I'm going to list these in the description below for you. The questions are, number 1, what is it that I really want right now? Number 2, what is it that I really need right now? 3, what are some actions I can take to get me closer to the things that I want and need? Number 4, where can I be more assertive? As in, asserting your will, your boundaries, your own power. Number 5 is, where can I surrender? Where can I let go? Number 6 is there something that I am afraid will happen if I get what I need and what I want? Number 7 is, in what ways can I confront these fears? And number 8 is, if I confront my fears, how will I feel about myself and my life? So these 8 journal prompts, I kind of curated them to go with this energy with the full moon, and this will be very beneficial for your practice, for your inner healing work. So I hope you enjoy those. If you do, let me know. You can even answer them in the comments below. Your comments are really helpful. I love you. My camera's about to die again. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Until next time, keep your vibration way, way, way up. Bye.